Hello and welcome to the CCHL this week, Season 2. I am Zach Beamish. This is our opening episode of the season, and there's no better way to start than by starting with Hawkesbury defeating Cornwall by a score of 6-2. Hawkesbury went down 2-0 in the first period, but responded with 6 unanswered goals in the second and the third period. Remy Gani had two power play goals in under 2 minutes to tie this game. Then Braden Besner scored what would be the game-winning goal with less than a minute remaining in the second. Alexis Bilokoy had a second goal from Besner, made it 5-2 Hawks, and then Cody Horner scored with 31 seconds left for his first CCHL point and goal. Alex Fournier also had 3 assists in this game. Caleb Shabbat won his 8th game of the season for the Hawks, making 22 saves on 24 shots. He now has a record of 8-4-1-0. Cornwall's first period goals came from Braden Bowen and Tyler Samudrol. Samudrol recording his first CCHL assist and goal in his first CCHL game. This was the third straight loss for Xander Michelli, making 25 stops and 31 shots against. He is now 9-4-1-2 on the season. Cornwall also guilty of penalty trouble in this game, committing 3 misconducts in a total of 51 penalty minutes. Jumping into the next game, it's Navan taking on Hawkesbury. Hawkesbury winning this game too. They sweep their back-to-back, defeating Navan by a score of 6-3. Pulling what you could consider a bit of an upset here on the nationally ranked grads. Alexis Bilokoy, a big reason why a night to remember for him, as he scored 5 goals in this game, including 2 power play goals in just over a minute. Alex Fournier had helpers in 3 of those goals. He is now at 33 assists on the season. Wyatt Schmidek had the only other Hawks goal, the opening goal of the game. Dmitry Pellikos put on an amazing performance of his own, making 43 saves and 46 shots for his 12th win of the season. Navan had goals from Danny Markham, Colin Holmes, and Devin Savignac, and heavily outshot Hawkesbury. This includes a 20-shot second period. Jaden Nelson suffered only his 5th loss of the season, making 31 saves on 37 shots. The grads have now had their 3-game win streak snapped. Moving over to Smiths Falls and Renfrew. Renfrew took this game by a score of 7-4, picking up their 7th straight victory as they beat Smiths Falls in the first game of a home-and-home. The Wolves were led by Noah Vomscheit, who had 2 goals in this game, raising his season total to 3. Josh Penny, Henry Wilson, and Matthew Pequin all had 2 assist nights, as Renfrew got goals from Kai Billy, Ethan Smith, Austin Fellinger, Jace Laterno, and Andrew Morden. Nolan Lane picked up the victory for Renfrew. He made 33 saves on 37 shots. Smiths Falls got goal scoring from Matthew Martin Gaudreau, Alex Amati, Owen Watson, and Seamus Stevenson. Davis Hales had a 2 assist night. Dawson Labra made 22 of 29 stops for the Bears. Moving on over to Carleton Place and Brockville. Carleton Place won this game by a score of 3-1. Despite getting heavily outshot, Carleton Place lost that shot battle by 33-24 with the shots in favor of the Braves. But Carleton Place in the back of the net more. Thomas Enrieto and Noah Kinlock Varga had in a goal and assist each, while Kenton Ryan iced the game with a late empty netter. This is Carleton Place's 3rd straight win after sweeping a home-and-home against Hawkesbury. Ian Vandenberg made 32 saves and picked up his 7th win of the season. Brockville's lone goal came as Zach Beniare, his 8th of the season. Zane Spaniel suffered his 10th regulation loss of the season as the Braves fell to 5-24-4-2. Moving right along, Renfrew and Smiths Falls, the other side of that back-to-back home-and-home. Renfrew won this one by a score of 6-4 and simply cannot be stopped right now. Noah Vomscheit continuing his great play since joining the Wolves. He had 2 goals and 4 points in this win, 9 points in his first 5 CCHL games. Matthew Pequin found the back of the net twice himself as part of a 3-point night, as Austin Fellinger put up 3 assists for the Wolves. Ethan Smith and Jace Laterno had the other Renfrew goals. Nolan Lane picked up wins on back-to-back days, improving to 5-2 this season. the Wolves have won 8 straight. Trevor Foucher had a goal and 3 assists in the loss for Smith Falls. Matthew Demoline, Matthew Martin Gaudreau, and Lucas Colheim had the other goals. This is the 4th straight loss for the Bears. Dawson Labra suffered a loss for the 2nd straight day as Smith Falls won the season series 3-2. However, they did have the first 3 wins. Moving right along, Ottawa defeated Kentville in a low affair game 1-0. The Junior Senators' only goal came from Liam Lucas with less than 10 minutes left in regulation. It's his 4th goal of the season. Connor Shibley recorded his 6th CCHL shutout with 23 saves made on 23 shots. This is OJS's first win of the calendar year 2024. Kentville goalie Jacob Biron made 16 saves on 17 shots as his record drops to 14, 1, and 2. The season series between these two teams is tied at 2. Moving right along, Pembroke defeated Ottawa by a score of 4-1, as you can see right there. Ottawa unable to sweep the weekend as we're out on Sunday. Nathan Duck and Sachin Murray got the Lumberkins off to a 2-0 lead in the first, a lead that they would never lose. From there, Cam Hicklin scored twice in the third to secure the win for Pembroke. Pembroke was well outshot, but Kevin Jones made 35 saves on 36 shots in an impressive performance. Pembroke breaks a 3-game losing streak with the win. Ottawa's lone goal came from Jacob Renovio in the third period. Connor Shibley made 23 saves on 26 shots as he played on the 2nd consecutive night. Rockland then defeated Carleton Place by a score of 3-1. Plenty of shots here in the second period. There are more shots in the second period than they were in the first or the third combined. Kyle Leonard led the way for the Nationals, scoring a short-handed goal that would end up being the game winner and getting an assist for a 2-point night. Aiden Dre opened the scoring for Rockland on the power play in the first period, while Guillaume Labre found the empty net in the third period. Benoit Ferguet made 29 saves and earned his 12th win of the season. His only blemish came from the stick of Kyle Kodrna, who scored in his CCHL debut. Aiden Fadima made 28 stops on 30 shots, but came up short in the end. Rockland has taken all 3 games between these two teams this season. And finally, the Grads go in and embarrass the Brockville Braves by a score of 11-4. This game was actually close. Exiting the second period, the Grads were up 5-4 after 40 minutes, and then proceeded to put up 6 goals in the third, including 2 in 10 seconds to humiliate the Braves. Nicholas Paoni led the way with a hat trick and 3 goals for a 6-point night. Matthew Waugh and Sam Glover both contributed 2 goals and an assist as Kiki Brown got 4 helpers. Sibby Johnson, Devin Savignac, Sean Kingwell, and Colin Holmes all added goals as well. Jaden Nelson made 26 stops. The Braves were led by Anushin Maguthan, who scored his first 2 CCHL goals in this game. Ryan McNally scored as a part of his 3-point night, and Alex McIntosh had 3 assists. Jesse Lumsden had the only other Braves goal. Zane Spaniel was left in goal for all 11 goals against, but still had an .800 save percentage, making 44 saves on a whopping 55 shots. The Braves have now lost 4 straight. With 6 goals in 2 games, Alexis Biliquet was crowned the CCHM Player of the Week. Noah Von Scheidt, Nicholas Payon, and Trevor Foucher were the runners-up. As we now move along, the All-Star rosters were announced for the CCHL, and we should be going over those as well. We'll start here with the Robinson division. They'll have forwards Aiden Carolyn, Matthew Demoline, Dane Carter, Brady Logue, Keaton Ryan, Will Soloway, Jace Laterno, Bill Gargon, Tyler Melvin, Owen Watson, Cam Hicklin, and Andrew Morton. Their defense will be Owen Ranger and Julian Wasmer, Mason Cully, Aiden Cooper, Patrick Hoggian, and Nathan Duck, while their goaltenders will be Dawson Labra and Jacob Miron. The Iserman All-Stars are as follows. They will be Josh Reed, Kyle Leonard, Tristan Miron, Ethan Montroy, Devin Savignac, Gabriel Crete, Alex Fournier, Curtis Sturgeon, Cristobal Tola, Tristan Fix Trombley, Kobe Tallman, Alexis Biliquet. And the defense will be Jacob Renarvio, Nicolas Payone, Xander Laurent, Zach Speck-Meek, Matthew Roy, and Matisse Beda. The goaltenders will be Connor Shibley and Dmitry Pellikos. That game happens on January 23rd in Rockland. That's the All-Star game right there. Should be a fun one once it rolls into town. But that's going to do it for our first episode of Season 2 of the CCHL this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you back here sometime next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, for Episode 2. Take care.